Good morning. It's Tuesday morning here in Cypress, Texas. I got up 4:30 this morning, reading my scriptures, and the two verses, it just blows my mind. What is this, like the 23rd day of the month? I've read this 23 times, and today these verses pop out at me. Okay, so the Lord looks from heaven and sees all the sons of man. From his dwelling place, he looks closely upon all the inhabitants of the earth. Okay, so, all right, let's just try to put something together here. When I went to SEAL training twice, okay, I got pneumonia in Hell Week the first time, and it drastically affected my performance. I got dropped from training halfway through training with a letter in my record saying not recommended for any further training. And I saw this in my record as I was driving from San Diego to Pensacola, and I tore it out of my record and threw it out the window somewhere between you and Phoenix. So I reapplied for SEAL training for BUD/S 7 times. And 6 times they told me no. And I'm just working out like crazy. I've got really great, qualification times. I'm like 5:30, 300-meter swim using underwater recovery strokes in 5 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm doing the mile run with boots on and long, trousers on in 6 flat. I got great evals, right? I end up get turned on the 6th time. I'm training for the All Navy Marathon. It was a Friday. I went out and ran 10 miles. Had to put a long run, and ran out the gate back, running and crying. Got all done. Next Monday I come in, and I'm like, this is the end of November. I'm like, it's such a beautiful day. I think I'm going to go run another 20 miles. And the Master Chief of my department head was Master Chief Navy SEAL. Just got promoted to Master Chief. Had got a DUI that weekend, and he had to come in his blues for command pictures, and he was not in a good mood. And I come upstairs, and I go, I think it's such a beautiful day. I'll go run another 20 miles. He's like, God damn it, Red. I'm like, oh. This guy killed people, and he's mad at me. And he goes, you're so fucking motivated. We're going to get you back into training. So we go take a MAC flight to Washington, D.C. And the detailer wasn't there, but his secretary was. They pull up my name in the computer, and there's this letter. And he, yes, what's up with that? I go. So I told him what I did. He's wait here. So I'm standing at parade dress outside the office of the detailer, and all these other Navy SEALs coming by, and they're like, "Are they punishing you, son?" And he comes out. He goes, "Okay, dude, you're in." I'm like, really? He goes, "Yep. So you better make it. I'm going to kill you." And I believed him. And the guy Rob Peterman, who was the operations officer, who they were having, retreads weren't having a good success rate making it through training. So they were doing that blanket policy, not letting anybody back in, right? And they didn't make it. And so he says, I know this guy personally. We're friends. He's calling me Master Chief, and I'm calling him Sir. And I had a guarantee in writing that you'd make it through training. So you better make it, I'm going to kill you. And then he says, all you got to do is focus on the space between the top of your head and the bottom of your feet, making sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing when you're supposed to be doing it. Everything will be okay. And that was one of the best pieces of advice anybody ever gave me. And he goes, I got friends of mine there. They're getting their college degrees. They're on shore duty. They're going to be watching you. You better be the most motivated SOB in that class. You better be smiling all the time. So I go to training, and I'm smiling all the time. I'm continually smiling, right? The whole time I'm in the class. I mean, I'm just grinning, all the time. And I get into Hell Week, right? And I'm grinning. Oh, right before Hell Week. Okay, so like 13 guys quit, like 'cause that Friday, they let them ring the bell, right? And I had a lady that I would go to dinner with or go to the movies with or drive-in movies. We like to go to the drive-in movies, all right? And on this day, she wants to take me to the beach in Coronado. And we take out a blanket behind the berm and we're cuddling and snuggling and heavy petting, making out pretty heavy. And I come back to the barracks and there's this guy who quit. Love his name. And Corman. And not that there's another Love, there's a Corman who actually was a Navy SEAL. This guy didn't make it. This guy had another Love and he quit. And he was still there at the barracks and he's arguing with the guys. One of them was Rose. And I go, what are you guys arguing about? He goes, that wasn't Rose. I forget who it was. But anyway, he goes, this guy, he says that they're watching the beach. I go, yeah. What are they watching? He goes, well, tonight they are watching you. I'm like, what? He goes, what'd they see? Well, I didn't. They heard, and he told me everything I said to this lady that I was with on the blanket behind the berm. So I'm thinking, Master Chief McDonald's got Big Brother watching me. So thinking that some satellite is watching me every second, I'm smiling and I'm being the most motivated SOB in the class the whole time, right? Until like Wednesday night, I knew then that once I made it past Wednesday, they weren't going to be able to get me out of there with a gun, right? So my motivation was through the roof, right? Now, I come back and I talk to Master Chief McDonald about this, Mike McDonald, and he's laughing. He goes, no, I had nothing to do with that, But when I got to be, when I was getting out, I was working base security. And so they have like intel guys. They're training to be intel officers and intelligence specialists, right? And they got these high-powered microphones that can actually like pick up stuff like that, right? And that's something wild. But my point of this is, knowing how I was acting then, thinking somebody was watching me the whole time in that high-stress situation, okay, and that I really believe that God exists and God can do everything he says he does, why wouldn't I believe that he's watching me and knows all my thoughts and everything all the time? How would I act? So that's the point of this video. Have a great Tuesday.